Hi everyone, my name is Anna. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. How are you guys doing today? It's actually really late here right now and Travis just got back from training and my mom is here visiting, so that is definitely a good thing. Today I have something brand new to review for you guys that just went up on Juvia's Place. Juvia's Place, I would consider them an indie makeup brand, I think, even though they do sell at Ulta, but I think that's the only place. I think it's just Juvia's Place and Ulta, and they don't sell all of their things online at Ulta. It's just a small amount. They came out with two new palettes. They came out with a yellow color story, yellow orangey color story, and then they came out with a purple one. And you guys know, if you follow me, that purple always has my heart when it comes to eyeshadows. It's really hard for me to say no. I feel like launches have been a little bit slow lately, kind of trying to gear up for the holiday collections and the holiday launches, so they've been a little bit slow, and honestly this was the first thing in a while to kind of catch my eye. I actually went with the gift set. This is the Nubian Royal gift set and it retails for $26. You get the palette and you also get two, what are they called? You also get two of their new Nubian Royal Nourishing Lip Balms. And honestly, when they came out with this whole collection, I was kind of like, I really want the palettes, and the lip balms are just kind of a plus because the lip balms retail for $12 each. So that's $24 already just with the lip balms alone, and this whole entire set is $26. So it's almost like you're paying $2 for the palette, which I believe is $15. I'll link it down below. It is still available on Ulta, which is why I want to get this up pretty fast for you guys to let you know my thoughts. But they also have a few other new types of squeeze tube like lip balms, and I kind of thought it was weird that they were launching these like fun color stories that were bright and glittery with lip balms. It just kind of seemed like one extreme to the other. So this gift set kind of confuses me, and so does the other one, just because I feel like a makeup lover who is really into bright colors would love getting a palette with those types of colors, but maybe not be that excited about a lip balm. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? But I will let you know that my mind has been changed, and I will let you know why here in a minute. Here is the palette. It has no mirror, but you do get these really pretty, beautiful 6 shades. You get 3 mattes, 2 shimmers, as well as 1 pressed glitter, and there are a couple of eye warnings in here which I will go over as I go through my demo, and I will swatch these for you because there's only 6. I'm almost loving doing really small palettes because I can easily do swatches for you guys. We'll just go in order from top to bottom. So here is your first shimmer. This one's beautiful. I don't think for drugstore, yes, I think this is unique. For indie makeup, no, I don't. Specifically, I feel like we've seen this in the Menagerie Jellyfish palette. Is that what it's called? Is that the Jelly Ink palette? I think, which I've always really wanted, but this shade looks like it would come from that palette. I don't have that palette to compare. It could completely not be a dupe. It also reminds me of a shade we may have seen in the Lilac You a Lot palette. This makes me almost want to do a complete video just comparing my purple palettes because I have a lot of them. This shade completely surprised me. This next one, I am so happy it did. At first, I thought it was just going to be black with some blue sparkle, but it's actually like a really deep brown almost. So this honestly made this whole palette way more unique than I thought, because I didn't think that I would love this shade. I thought it was going to be a shade I didn't use, but it definitely has kind of more of a brown. It almost looks burgundy on the camera, like a burgundy background with a blue shift. So that one is like this deep kind of murky duochrome type of shade, and I really like it a lot. It makes me so happy. Next we have this Grape Matte, and these are not gritty whatsoever. They're really soft. They don't have a ton of fallout, as you can see. And I really enjoyed using these. You'll see in the demo. I don't know. When I use this on my eye, It actually was really pigmented and not patchy at all. I did not wipe off the previous swatches off my finger. So I honestly kind of feel like that's what's going on with that streak right now. On the eye, it was pigmented as soon as I laid it down, but I had a difficult time making it go anywhere after that. Like blending it out, it didn't really move. I felt like it didn't budge. So that was the only issue with that shade, but it was really great for deepening the inner corner or just smaller spots. But if you want to blend it out, it would definitely take some time to do that. This next shade I was also again really impressed for a purple, because this is like your pink purple, no grit whatsoever, again really soft. This one blended perfectly and built up perfectly. And it's funny to see these swatches because I definitely feel like they worked so much better on the eye than they do swatch. Like just one, they build up good and they also blend so nicely. Next we have, this is just kind of a gray toned lavender. It's just light. It is a little bit buildable, but not too much. It is still just a light lavender. There's not, you know, there's only so far you can go with this. I feel like it's just good to help kind of give these something to transition into. And then we have the pressed glitter, which I tried doing swatches before for Instagram, and I like messed up one of my swatches, so I took it off of my arm and went to go wash my arm off so I could do this review for you guys and swatch it again, and I couldn't get the glitter off. It took a lot of scrubbing. It took a lot of scrubbing. But this is like this pretty silver lavender, and it has basically rainbow sparkles in it. So I think most of them swatch pretty well. It's just these two that if I were to like post pictures on Instagram, I would probably build up just so that it doesn't look like that big streak through there, and just so the color kind of continues. But other than that, like these shimmers definitely don't need building up. Glitters I feel like always kind of come to a stop too quickly, and so I'd probably make it longer. But those are the colors. This one I think is so unique. I know I've seen like duochromes like kind of same concept, but normally the blue is really what shines and is so bright. But I feel like it's more subdued in this one, which kind of can give you more of that grunge effect, and I always love these types of shades. So overall, I think it's a beautiful color story. If you do have indie makeup brands, I feel like you might be able to pull some of these colors from your collection. But if you solely buy from the drugstore, it might be a little bit more difficult to dupe the shimmers because they are a little bit more duochrome, and then you also have that really pretty pressed glitter. So that is the palette. Next in the kit, you get two of their new lip balms, and it comes in the shades Caramel. I say caramel, why did I just say caramel? Caramel? Comes in caramel and berry, and the outer packaging kind of matches the whole theme, like the palette and everything else. And I think the packaging is pretty interesting. It's these really skinny tubes. They're very skinny. They almost remind me of, remember those skinny tubes of chapstick? They're a little bit thicker than that, but they're still pretty skinny. So you take off the cap, and this one is in the shade Caramel, and it smells like caramel, and this is probably my favorite basically because of the smell. These do not have a lot of pigment, even the one in berry, which looks really scary, but it's actually what's on my lips right now. So you cannot really see it. And this one has a berry scent. They are not overwhelming. I feel like after they've been on the lips for a while, you don't even smell them anymore. So they're good for just giving you a little bit of a hint. I'll swatch them on my hand. Here is Caramel. On my lips, this honestly just deepens them ever so slightly, but more just gives them a nice moisturized look, but it smells so yummy. It's hard to smell. Like these are so light scented though, like it's hard to smell it when my candle's burning because it's so strong, my candle. So that one's in Caramel, and these feel amazing on the lips, which brings me to, see, so that's berry. It looks scary in the tube, but it just kind of makes your lips look fresh and healthy. So these retail for $12 each, and I was not expecting to be obsessed with these, but I am so obsessed with them because they are so incredibly soft. They're so smooth. They just they feel very high-end and luxurious for lip balm, and that, I mean, I mainly only use drugstore lip balms, but if I would think that this is what more luxurious ones feel like. I have used the sugar lip balms, and it kind of does remind me more of that type of consistency. It's not a really thick, heavy weighted one, but I think these would be great little stocking stuffers for anyone. Currently on their website, they're sold out. I actually did ask on my Instagram if they plan on restocking these because I'm pretty obsessed. They're actually really, really good. So they'll be really great for winter. I could see myself using these just all the time. They're that good, and I hope they just keep making these because they're really, really good. And I'm just so surprised how much I liked them. But I still do think that it's a little bit weird that they came out with such a glamorous, crazy palette with lip balms that you don't really see. But normally, like with this type of eye look, I would do a nude lip anyways, so maybe it's not that crazy. Of course, these all come individually packaged, so it is a better deal obviously to buy in this set versus individuals. Like I said, for 2 of the chapsticks it would be $24, and for that whole set with the palette it's $26. So say you wanted to add these to your friends who don't really like intense crazy makeup, but then you do have a friend who is in love with wearing colors on their eyes, you could split up the gift set and gift it that way. I think that would be a great idea as well. Enough of me talking, let's get into the tutorial and talk about some of the formulas and how it performs. As usual, we are starting off with the e.l.f. Eye Putty Primer. I use the shade Rose. It is a more sticky base in case you are curious. I don't really know what kind of eye look we are going to do tonight, but I think we're just going to start off with the lightest purple. I do like that they mix some warm and cool tones in this palette, warm and cool purples. I think that makes it a little bit more interesting. So I am curious to know, what new releases are you guys looking forward to? I honestly wasn't that excited for some of the newer releases, and that's why I picked up this Juvia's Place palette, because it was the only one that kind of excited me. Plus it was a really good deal, but also now though there's a lot. Now that the holiday collections are starting to release, there's some really beautiful things out there. But I mean, these little gift sets would make really cute gifts. This purple is applying exactly how I would expect and want it to. It's just supposed to be kind of more of a grayish type of pastel purple color. So it's, we've seen this color before in some ColourPop shadows. Next we're going to go into this brighter purple shade. I don't see any names, but I do see color warnings for color 3, 4, and 5, and 6. It says they're not intended for immediate eye use, which could always mean that it's just a staining pigment, or some people have more sensitive eyes to certain colors. I know it is probably the glitter for sure, because technically all glitters are not eye safe. So that is something to think about when you see a glitter warning. You should always be careful with glitter anyways, always. Something I noticed about these purples, I did do some quick swatches earlier, and none of them felt gritty. Sometimes purples will feel gritty, and so far these ones haven't been patchy. Normally I don't think I've ever really had a patchy pastel type of purple, but normally these types, the pinky toned purples, I do have some problems with, and this one so far is actually working pretty well. It's not having any weird issues. It's building up really nicely, not patchy. Are you guys ready for Halloween? Like, I feel ready for Halloween, but not. I thought like I was so excited for fall, and now it's starting to get cold here. Like, I don't know, it's pretty cold. Is it cold where you are yet? I know in Arizona it's not, and that's where I'm originally from, and I miss that weather. The leaves changing are so pretty here, but not having too much fallout, so that's good too. I am tapping it off like a little bit, but not too much. I'm gonna take a little bit, whatever is left over, to kind of just work on dragging it out more. And it just, the colors are just blending so easily. It really is not taking much effort to do this at all. Going into this deep dark purple, just looks like it's a grape color, and that is packing really nicely on top of all those other colors. I know it's darker, but sometimes, have you guys ever used some of the newer eyeshadows lately and it just kind of starts picking up and won't lay down? Yeah, we're not having that problem, so that is a good sign. I will say, I don't know if it's this brush, but this one is having a harder time blending out though. But again, it could be this brush. It's from Morphe and it's starting to get real scratchy. So it could definitely be my brush, but I don't have any other like small detailed brushes, unfortunately. I guess that's something I'm gonna have to invest in, because these ones are just getting real bad on me. Declan is being Nemo this year, that's what he chose. I did have a lot of fallout just then. I guess I didn't tap it off good enough, so darn. Now I have all this dark purple. Of course it's the darkest purple too that's having the most fallout, so that's gonna be a fun time. Next we're going to go into this beautiful shade here. It's beautiful. It's kind of like this more, I'd consider this more of like, I don't know, is it cool tone, is it warm tone? It's just a little bit more different than what you would see at the drugstore, but I feel like a lot of indie makeup brands have been doing this kind of purple lately, but also ColourPop. I feel like in the Lilac You A Lot palette does have a shade similar to this. I'll have to look at them side by side maybe after we're done. I picked this up on a wet brush. It's been a really long time since I've used Juvia's Place. It's been so long, I don't know how they perform now versus how they did. That's really good though. I did pick it up again on a wet brush, but that is working splendidly. I feel like this is gonna give you more of a kind of grungier, vibrant, grungy and vibrant, I don't know if those two go together, but just like these murky types of purples mixed with these vibrant pops of purple is kind of interesting, even though we've seen these types of shades before, but them together is a little bit different and I do like that. So we're gonna go ahead and try out the glitter. This glitter has so many different colors in it. It has like rainbow, it's basically like rainbow flecks of glitter in it, but inside lavender, a lavender base. So we will test that out and see how well it picks up. I've never used any of their glitters. I've heard mixed things about them. Some people say they're amazing, and some people have said they aren't amazing, so I don't know. I mean, I'm just gonna use it in the small area, I think. I think my son is mad because my husband is having him get out of the shower. He does not like getting out of the shower anymore. He loves showers. You guys, I'm so excited for this next shade because it honestly really surprised me when I swatched it. I thought it was going to be this boring black purple that we always see, and it's not. Kind of interested to see how it ties in with this look, but we'll give it a go. Oh, that is cool. I like how grungy that shade is. Okay, now I'm gonna clean up, put on eyeliner. We'll be back. So here is the finished look. I actually did end up going back and cleaning. I redid my whole foundation and everything because it just had so much fallout, and I used a different inner corner highlight from a different palette. I ended up using a shade from my Be Perfect Carnival palette, and I used this duochrome called Pearl. It's pink, but it also has some like greens and blues in there, and I just thought it'd be pretty and a little bit something fun and something different. But there are all the shades together. Thank you guys so much for watching. Overall, I'm very impressed with everything in this set, and I think $26 for 3 things is a really good idea. I think it's also really great to buy for some Christmas gifts. You could again split them up because they do come individually packaged, so no one would ever even know that you split them up. And I don't know if I would get the yellow one just because that color story I feel like I have a billion times, even though I just can't say no to purples. But I'm sure that one's good too. But for purples, I was really impressed. They were all pigmented, they all blended really good, except for the dark one. But for the most part, no grittiness, just a really good palette, and I think they did a good job. Let me know what your thoughts are, and you guys have a great day. Bye.